Alright guys, let's get into some of these static updates. It's been a few weeks, but better time to start now than ever. So not much has changed since we stopped making live streams for the public. We talked about a move down into support. We've definitely gotten that. This was actually, if you follow me on Debate Crypto as well, this was the low we were speaking about, that if taken, even if it went all the way down here to like 26.7, you want to see this reclaimed in the move up. We've seen said move. Now we're coming back into support, trying to hold this higher low fashion. I'm sure everybody and their dog is looking at this as some form of a trend line, like so, right? And you can see we have front run it at this time. So for me, I'm still looking for a little bit lower. However, this has been bounce territory for me. If you're in the group, you know that I've started trading on a different exchange outside of Bybit, which has been the struggle the last few weeks, knowing they're going full KYC. Have landed it somewhere that I'm going to give a shot. Let you know what I find out when I do. I'm not here to shill you guys exchanges. I will let you know where I've landed though eventually, once I'm comfortable with it. So still looking for a little lower. However, again, you know, you do have a setup here where you've come down into support. If you were looking at this as an overall range, you could say we're pretty close to the value area low, haven't quite tagged it yet, and you have this daily swing fail breaker, however you want to identify it, right here. Okay, so you can see we've not closed below this level in quite some time. So we do need to kind of work out, you know, where do we begin to change our bias again. First things first, I would map off is, you know, this is the new Wednesday candle, Tuesday and Monday, right? So the start of our week. We're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. We normally do this here and there, but this would be like your Monday range. So you have your Monday low, and then you have the mid and the high right here. And so we'll come back to that in a second. But realistically, getting rid of the range, knowing that we front run the val, does make me think that we'll come down and take this stab. Now, two levels I want to keep an eye on. Previous week low right here, which you can see we are currently battling with. I think that's going to be a pretty important little area right here. I actually already have it listed. Where is this one? We'll go ahead and get rid of one of these, right? And then the other one right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn into the April low, because that's what this is April's low. So these are the two lows that I'm monitoring the most right now, looking for the potential for a move into these areas, and any kind of a swing fail and reclaim of the level is going to be a trigger for a long for me. And the thing that we have to keep in mind is that our major averages, so our yearly pivot, which was a huge target for us as early as December. If you guys follow me on Sin City and just our channel in general, we were talking about the mean reversion back when price was still in the 16s all the way to 26.7. It's since superseded that into resistance, and now we are looking at these again, saying the 60-day average, so the average of the last 2 months has been pretty important here, coming in right at the 26,610, about, you know, $114 below the yearly pivot. So this support right here has to hold. Anything below 26,610, and I think you really do have to kind of start opening the door to 24/7, which is your weekly swing fail right here. If you guys recall, this was a huge level for us as we were trading here. No closures above it after multiple tests, and you could go out to the monthly and see the exact same thing. So big level going into it. So if 26.6 is lost, I expect 24/7. It is also going to be the quarterly pivots, if I recall. Right, so that's exchange. Let's go to quarterly. Right, so again, mean reversion would be right here. So not out of the question to hit 24/7. I'm really not bearish until we're living below that level. Now, first warning shots are going to be below 26.6. So for right now, we have a really nice range to trade, in my opinion, and we should continue to do so. To the upside, you can see that we've got this previous week low. We're kind of working off of it here. So if the previous week low can be had, we start looking at this again as an overall range. We'll pull that back up, and you can see that, well, things do start to get somewhat interesting in that fashion, where you have, about $28,000. We'll pull up our Monday range one more time, and we could say that the point of control and the EQ of Monday's range going to be key ground. How would I work off of that if I was trading this? I would mark out my previous day high right here at 27,817, and what I'd be looking for is, well, if we made that push up into the point of control, the EQ, whatever you want to call it, then I'd be looking to see if we lose the previous day high, which we're probably going to take here on stream. So if that happens, you've got a trigger for downside, right? So that's where I'd be looking for it right here. However, if you don't see that move, if you don't see the rejection here back below the previous day high, you have to be looking for this to cycle, right? And at that time, does it make sense to cycle is what we have to ask ourselves, all the way up here to like 28.7, well above the point of control. Let's see what averages we have here. We're going to go ahead and just use a anchored VWAP from here. Yeah, you've got an average up there, but local gold pocket much higher. Oh, where's my weeklies at? You know what? I would like that if we could get through this previous day high and point of control of the range. You can see that your weekly pivots do come up here at the high, both China and the US market, and you have your Monday high. So very simply put, areas of interest above the previous day high into the POC and the EQ. If claimed, I'm targeting this area. However, I am ready to trade this back down into the range, potentially taking it below if possible. You just have to be careful because you're approaching support. You know, these aren't places, you know, we're looking for shorts is generally going to be advised because you've had such a big move down. So if you are taking those, you have to do it off of local setups like the previous day high loss, you know, or like rejection from this region of the chart. So if you can't do that, then probably not a good idea to be opening shorts here because you're likely to not have a very good invalidation spot. And if you don't have good invalidation, well, your risk is kind of off from the get-go. So if you can't calculate the risk, shouldn't be looking for the reward at all. You should just be sitting it out waiting for something that fits your trading strategy. You know, and if we don't get the move up into this region, to me there's really no trade. I'm just going to continue to wait. One thing I do want to look at is I wanted to look at our local developing weekly, and you can see that it lines up really nicely with the idea we just had, where, you know, the idea of circling, you know, the week or cycling the weekly range into the value area high for our current developing week into the overall point of control from all market structure. And again, that EQ on Monday gives us a really nice setup that if given this previous day high right here, which we'll go ahead and adjust it, we'll actually mark it previous day high so anyone can see it, would be the trade to be had, you know, and then you're looking to take this down potentially. However, if that move doesn't occur and you don't get the reaction you need to see in the order flow, you have to be prepared for this to cycle back up, fill in some of this inefficiency, and probably tag, you know, 28.6, 28.7. And, you know, we play the game again. Is this a tradable region of the chart? I did take some longs off of here. I've since closed those longs. They were small 10% wins. You can see them in the money shots area of our group. But I want to keep these somewhat small. Now, we've covered the high time frame to the downside. We said, you know, got to hold 26,000. To the upside, it's a very simple chart. We'll go ahead and get rid of everything as it's just not necessary at all to have all this stuff on here, right? So we're not even going to get rid of the previous week low. I just don't find it necessary at this time. And these here. Okay, so upside, where do I start to get bullish again? It's quite simply, I am looking for the quarter one high, which has been a really important level for us if you've been in the group or just keeping up with us at all on any of the various shows that we go on. The Q1 high has been absolutely clutch, and I'll, you know, kind of explain to you why. When you take a look at it, not only is it lined up nice volume-wise over the course of a few weeks here, but let's say you were going to get continuation on a quarterly basis. You know, where would you need to break below and hold as support if you were looking to see a move continue down, right? So let's make this a little bit brighter and thicker for everyone. Like just like right here, you know, this is the quarter four low. So we take a look at the quarter four low. What happens when you come down to your quarter four low and you start breaking it? Well, you get continuation. So you can see it's some chop around this level. The same could be said for that quarter one high that we're currently working off of. So if we're going to see continuation, you've got to have 29,182 has to become support, and if it does, I think you'll see 30,800, which is a nice NPOC. But then ultimately, I'd start really looking up towards this quarter one low at 32,903, give or take, you know, a few dollars here and there. But that's how I would view it. You know, go down to the daily now, and we take a look, and you can see that, well, we tried to live above this range just a little bit here, and it's even cleaner when you start going into the weekly. You can see them settling up and pushing down. So as of right now, don't be too bearish. Trade this level for what it is. To me, it's good support until it isn't. If it's lost, it's not the end of the world. We have another opportunity below us. However, I'm looking to trade this as an overall range and use local targets as triggers. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, there is a link to our Discord in the comment section down below. and I believe to our website, leadingcrypto.io. And I will catch you guys in the next video.